Hello everybody. So this is a database management system. This is the first part of our session. So what is a database management system? In order to understand what is database management system, we must understand some basic wordings where we use in database management system. Normally we use that one. So there are some important words in database management systems. So probably you must understand. The first word is data. What is exactly this data? It is necessary. We need to understand what is exactly the data. The second one, you can find the information. Third one, interrelated data. Fourth one, database. Fifth one, data processing. Sixth one, database management system. So the DBMS, database management system, is falling on the sixth place. Before the database management system, we must go for some basic terminologies where we have been using throughout the course. As I told, the first one is data. So in a simple way, data is a raw and processed, unorganized facts which are seemingly random and do not yet carry any significance or meaning. The information refers to data that has been organized, interpreted, and contextualized by a human or machine. So that is possess relevance and purpose. Still, we have some different definitions. So in a way, we can say another definition that the data, factual information such as measurements or statistic about objects and concepts. We use data for discussions or as a part of the calculations, definitions. And the second one is information. What is information? It is filtered data which has been made systematic and useful, and it's considered to be more reliable and valuable to researchers as proper analysis and refinement have been conducted. For example, a list of students who have completed the degree. So this would be information. So this would be processed, this would be listed. So there are more things, that is systematic and useful, especially. The interrelated data is the third one, which is a relationship among the data located in a single row in a table. Interrelated data. The next one is database, which is a collection of related information about a particular enterprise. Example, students table, employees table, and all. The next one is data processing, performing operations on the input data to generate outputs. So the last one is database management system, which is a collection of input data to generate output. Access the data conveniently and efficiently. And indeed, database management system is database plus one program related to access the database. So that is the important things about this database management system. And there are some sayings, especially the QWERTY keyboard. You can see here QWERTY. So what is QWERTY? So if you take your keyboard, right? QWERTY, there is QWERTY. The typewriter keyboard was designed, among other things, to facilitate the even use of both the hands. So those are some sayings about. So the database, a database is an integrated collection of related data along with the details of interpretation of the data. The interpretation of the data is called metadata. So the metadata is very important. So in every places, okay. So if you take the database, so you can see integrated collection of related data. So the integrated collection of related data. So if you take a table, right? So if you take a table, so this is column 1, this is column 2, this is 3, this is 4, this is 5. Maybe column 1 is number, this is one name, this is address, this is a contact number, this is, we can say, as grade. Okay, so number 1, 2, 3 up to n. So like that, name we are just using, address we are using, then contact number. Great. So integrated collection of related data. So if you take the row number 1, it is interrelated data. Say for example, this is 101. Say the first number is really related with the first number of column 2, first number of column 3, first number of column 4, first number of column 5, because these details are related to this person, and these details are related to person 2, and these related to person 3 and person 4 and person 8. It goes like this. So we'll go for the next one. Database management system. As I told, so simply you can say DBMS is equal to database plus program. Database plus program. So it is a collection of a program. It's a collection of program. So this is important. This is a collection of programs which enable the users to another important area. One is to create and maintain a database. Okay, so it's a collection of programs which enable the users to create and maintain. So the database management system is a software system which allows the access to the data contained in a database. In a previous slide, while I was talking, I told the same story. So you can see the DBMS, data management system. It is a database plus related software. Don't forget. Example is banking system. Okay. Then after some time, we will be learning rest of the part. I introduce here file system versus database management system. The earlier part, the organization used this file system. It is in organizations, there are a lot of works happening, so they used to store the information or data for a particular purpose, and later on they use that one, use the data. So those days these companies, organizations started to save this data in a permanent files. This file means, say for example, Word, say text file, even graphics, even any other text editors or PPTs and etc. So these are permanent files to store the data, right? So the more gigabytes of main memory to hold all the data, thus we need to store data in a storage device or disk. So those days, so we need huge memory to store all this data. Then, so the disk or tape needed to store the data. So we have to write special programs to answer each question, which users may want to ask about the data. So the programs, so they started to write programs, say Word program, Excel program, PowerPoint program, any other text editors. All are we used all these programs to store the files. The large volume of data to be searched. So that is why we started to use some sort of file systems. So take the file system versus database management system. So that we must protect the next one. So here, protect, important. The data from inconsistent changes made by different users. So if you take the data, so the user 1, user 2, user 3, user 4, user 5, different people, they are using this data. So while he is updating this particular data, right, he cannot write or update. He cannot update. So at the same time, one can update. Other rest only read or view the data. The program which access the data are written with some concurrent access in mind. This adds greatly to their complexity. We must ensure that data is restored to consistent state if the system crashes while changes are being made. Right? This is one of the important things. While you are working on our disk or database, right? Suppose some crashes happen, then where is our data? It's important. So we must make sure the particular data, while we are doing this one, the particular data, especially we are doing transactions, thousands of transactions we are doing. While we are doing changes or else transferring money, something goes wrong, then our system must answer for this one, because the system answerable for the question, right? Where is the money, right? So okay. Fine. The third one is operating systems. Operating system provide only a password. If you take the operating system, it provide only the password. Password also we can say under the security, but only the password is not enough. Mechanism for the security. This is not sufficiently flexible to enforce security policies, since different users have permission to access different subsets. So the database management system focuses different softwares. So there are plenty of advantages of database management system. The very first one is data independence. Data independence. Data independence means, right? So you can see, right? So later on we will be learning three important parts of database management system. One is top part, so we are telling external part. This is we say conceptual part. This is one we use the word internal part. So here very important, right? In order to access the database, we need some programs. We are telling that is application programs. So if you say the database management system, we have programs, right? We access the database stored in disk, right? So these three things, right? Disk in the sense rather disk and other operating systems, disk, hardware, right? So what here we are trying to do is the data independence. Application program should be as independent as possible details from the data representation. Okay? So here, this is application program, this is database. So I must have kind of freedom or else options to change the application without disturbing the database, right? Say, for example, today my program is C sharp, Okay, this is my database is say SQL. So after some time, I wanted to convert my program using Java. Now what I will do, I do necessary changes in this point, but while I'm doing whatever the items here, it must not disturb the database. That is data independence. The second one, efficient data access. So the database management system utilizes a variety of sophisticated techniques to store and to retrieve data efficiently. This feature is especially important if the data is stored on external storage devices. So there are different techniques to access the data. That is one of the possible side of advantage of a database management system. Right. The next advantages. One of the next advantages is data integrity and security, data administration, concurrent access, and in this place, I just want to add some more. So there are some situations where we do not use database. Say for example, right, your business investment is less than the facility needed to uh, get the database management system. The business investment, right? Say for example, a fisher who is just investing around 10,000 rupees in the morning, and in the afternoon he gets around say 18,000. So 8,000 would be his profit. For this, he doesn't need the DBMS because his need is less. Complexity of the business, or else you can say another word called nature of business is not complex, it is easy. So it is not necessary to do the DBMS. Okay, and this is one homework. So you need to find another 3 situations where we don't use the database management system. Okay, so I'm going to stop now. So let's find some other time and we will be continuing on our work.